The Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress earned its legendary reputation not because it was unbeatable, but because it brought its crews home when other aircraft would have crashed. Let's look at the engineering and reality behind one of World War II's most famous bombers. The brutal reality of combat. First, it's important to note that the B-17 was not untouchable. Out of about 12,700 B-17s built during the war, about more than 4,735 were lost in combat. Early bombing missions over Europe had devastating loss rates. During the infamous Schweinfurt-Regensburg missions, in August 1943, the 8th Air Force lost 60 bombers in one day, approximately 16% loss rate. Some missions saw losses over 7%. These were more than just numbers. Each aircraft had a crew of 10 men. Engineering that saved lives. So, what allowed the B-17 to survive damage that could destroy other aircraft? Several engineering features worked together. The B-17's large wing area, at 1,420 square feet, provided excellent lift. This meant the aircraft could stay in the air even with serious wing damage. The semi-monocoque fuselage was built to spread stress across the entire airframe, instead of relying on single load-bearing points. Unlike many planes of its time, the B-17 used mechanical cable control systems instead of hydraulics for its primary flight controls. This design meant that damage to one area wouldn't completely take away the aircraft's ability to maneuver. Many B-17s made it home with their hydraulic systems destroyed, but still had functioning cables. The fuel system also added to its survivability. Self-sealing fuel tanks, included in later models, automatically closed small punctures. The wing-mounted fuel tanks meant that hits were less likely to endanger the crew compartment or set the whole aircraft on fire. Stories of survival. Photos from the war show B-17s that seemed unbelievable. Aircraft returned with huge holes in their fuselage, tail sections hanging by cables, and entire parts of wings ripped off. Crews flew back on 2 engines and sometimes on just one. The famous B-17F All-American made it back with its fuselage nearly cut in half after a mid-air collision. The tail was mostly held on by cables and structural elements. Another notable case was the B-17 Lovely Julie on October 15, 1944. An 88mm flak shell over Cologne completely tore off the aircraft's nose section, killing the bombardier immediately. Despite the severe damage, exposed cockpit, and broken instruments, pilot Lieutenant Lawrence Delancey and navigator Lieutenant Raymond Ledoux teamed up to fly the damaged bomber all the way back to England. Delancey managed to land the aircraft at their base, even without working brakes. 8 of the 9 surviving crew members walked away from the plane. The complete picture. The B-17's toughness had its limits. German fighters and flak batteries developed better tactics. Early models lacked effective forward armament, making head-on attacks deadly until the chin turret was added in the G model. The aircraft was indeed slower than many of its contemporaries and became heavier as armor and defensive armaments increased throughout the war. However, the B-17's ability to withstand damage and keep flying gave crews a fighting chance. It provided time to reach friendly territory, enough altitude to bail out safely, or just enough control to attempt an emergency landing. This survival ability, combined with mass defensive firepower tactics, made it an effective strategic bombing platform, despite heavy losses. The B-17 didn't win the air war by itself. It worked with P-51 escorts, better tactics, and massive industrial production. But its sturdy design and the bravery of its crews secured it a lasting place in aviation history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more aviation history. Stay tuned for our next deep dive into World War II aircraft, and thanks for watching with us.